Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. See by title below, yes, this is on episode 1, the second, the first, well, I guess actually the second episode in the season, if you consider episode 0 being, episode 1, I guess. And if you think of it like that, then this is actually a 12 episode season, since I did check on my anime list and there is only 11 episodes, so that part I'm kind of disappointed and kind of sad, like, oh man, really? But maybe that's just how much stuff there is right now in the light novel. I'm not too sure. As an anime watcher only, I don't really know how much content is in the light novel, if it ended or if it's still continuing, but that's just as much as they can at the moment. But after seeing this first episode, I honestly think this is a great start. If you think of the first episode as just like a amazing fan service, kind of reintroducing the characters, great episode. This episode, while it may have not full on gone, maybe if you were looking for an interesting episode going towards their goal of making the game and everything, more on that kind of stuff, then maybe you didn't like it as much. But overall, I actually really liked it, considering it further expanded on two characters that I like Uta a lot. Eddie, I like her as well, not as much. She's probably like lower than most of the other girls, but overall it was pretty cool to see. Like, we always saw, in the first season already, we already saw that they already had disdain, towards each other. They already knew each other, but we never really expanded on how it came to that point, besides the fact, obviously, that it's because of Tomoya, their love for him and everything. But this one, we get to kind of see back in the past, 1 year ago kind of thing, got to see how they first met, how everything, their rivalry between each other first started. And it was pretty interesting to see how at first, obviously, yes, it is because of Tomoya, but, they do have their, looking towards each other in appreciation of their works. Obviously, Eddie loved her novel, while we see that, Utaha finds her, drawings, especially that one colored one, which is really nice, I gotta say. And obviously, she took appreciation of that too. And at one point, it looked like Utaha was gonna say like, oh yeah, we should be friends kind of thing, and it was gonna be all nice. And of course, yes, the main thing, it's pretty crazy to think about that if Tomoya wasn't there, they may actually be really close, good friends. But in the end, because of Tomoya, that's where the sparks fly, and that's where all the kind of rivalry between them, besides of course also just being their different types of works as well, but that's where they're kind of, why they're always at each other's necks, because of pretty much Tomoya, to which it was pretty funny to see Megumi just like being straight savage on him, pretty much calling him a protagonist that, he doesn't listen or he's deaf and everything. And overall, when she said that, and he was just like, what, why are you saying that? I'm just like, oh man, she really just got the nail in the coffin right there. Like, it's pretty funny to think that even though there was barely any Megumi in this episode, she still pretty much stole the spotlight for me with that part. And the very ending, like, literally, it looked like it's pretty much focused just on those two girls, but then somehow, some way, it pretty much ends because, in a great way, because of Megumi. And that it was actually a really sweet ending. Like, it was super cute, them, getting their signatures and everything, having the little illustration as well, and showing both of them, one for Eddie, one for Utaha, and them blushing and everything. It was honestly just a really cute, good episode to start the entire season, and honestly, I cannot wait to see much more of it in the future episodes. See, now that we got this kind of informational, kind of more backstory episode, what's going to happen in these next episodes. There was no Michiru in this episode, which was kind of, I actually thought that she was, even though they never showed her from the very beginning, I thought she was one of the main characters when I watched the first season, but she's actually just a supporting character, along with Izumi as well, obviously. So maybe, I don't know, they didn't show neither of them in this episode, so maybe they'll show some of them in the next one. They're not main characters, so not huge points in it, obviously, but I would honestly love to hear like another cover from Michiru, just like how she did the dang Gurren Lagann song, because that was pretty damn awesome. I would love to hear more of that, or just love to hear more of her songs. We do get that. Speaking of songs, we do get to see the opening, and like I said, I don't know if I said it, but I was actually kind of disappointed when we saw the opening in episode 0, but it looked like, because it was just like a rehash of all the things that happened in the first season. But it looks like that was just for that episode, obviously, and this time we actually got a pretty interesting, like, opening. I actually really like the colors, kind of things, standing out in their hair and their eyes and everything. Sure, I kind of felt that the kind of quality of it didn't look as nice in a way, but I really like the whole color contrast kind of thing that it did go. I do like the song, but I still think that season 1 song is 10 times better than this opening. Like, honestly, that's just how I feel. Maybe you feel differently. I didn't say I hated the song. I still did enjoy it, but I really feel that I just loved the first season song and the opening, just like animation and visuals that had, it came with, in comparison to this one. This one was still good, but in comparison to season 1, it was honestly not even close in my opinion. The ending, it didn't really show like an ending. The song was nice, but it just showed like things that happened from episode 0. So I'm not too sure if they're kind of gonna do like how episode 0 had no opening, really, just a rehash of everything, and then they had episode 1. In episode 1 they had the whole different opening. Maybe they'll have a different, ending visuals as well. Not too sure about that. Hopefully they do, because I would love to see how that ending visual will end up turning out. But yeah, overall, an awesome, a great way to start the season for sure. And I honestly can't wait to see more. But yeah, that's all I got to see, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And yeah, that's all I really got to say, guys, except for the fact that I honestly cannot wait to see more of this season. Like, I'm just going to stop it right there, because I'm just going to keep saying, like, I love this anime so much. And that's why it kind of sucks that there's only 11 episodes. But hopefully it'll be an amazing 11 episodes. And yeah, all we can do is just wait for next week. So yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.